Imagine you are in a deep sleep and suddenly your alarm clock goes off showing 3:30 a.m. The piercing sound shatters the silence, your heart rate spikes, and your mind races. Is it a fire, a break-in, or maybe you're late for something crucial? You bolt out of bed, adrenaline pumping, ready to face whatever crisis has struck in the dead of night. But as you squint at the alarm clock, you realize it's not an emergency at all. The alarm was set incorrectly. A wave of relief washes over you, but it's mingled with irritation. You're now wide awake in the small hours of the morning, all because of a false alarm. It was an unexpected urgency, a time pressure that was, in reality, non-existent. So what just happened there? Let's decode it in the next scene. You might be wondering why a wrongly set alarm clock could cause such panic. Welcome to the world of the urgency illusion. This captivating concept is all around us, subtly influencing our decisions and actions. Whether it's a countdown timer on a shopping website, a limited time offer at your favorite eatery, or a looming deadline at work, the sense of urgency can often lead to hasty and sometimes irrational decisions. Let's take a step back and understand what this urgency illusion really is. Picture this. You're browsing through an online store and you see a product you like. Accompanying this product is a ticking countdown timer indicating that the deal will end soon. Suddenly, you feel a sense of urgency to buy the product even though you may not necessarily need it. This, dear friends, is a classic example of the urgency illusion in action. In essence, the urgency illusion is a psychological phenomenon where our perception of time is manipulated, making us feel as though we're under pressure to act quickly. It's a clever strategy used by marketers, employers, and even by ourselves to push us into making decisions faster than we might if we had the luxury of time. Interestingly, our brains are wired to respond to urgency. When we perceive a situation as urgent, our brains kick into high gear, focusing on the task at hand and pushing aside other considerations. This heightened state of alertness can be beneficial in certain situations, but it can also lead to impulsive decisions when manipulated. Now you might be asking, why does this matter? Well, the urgency illusion can often lead us to make choices that we later regret, simply because we were tricked into believing we didn't have enough time to think it through. It can make us spend money on things we don't need, agree to commitments we can't fulfill, or even miss out on better options because we were too rushed to consider them. So, how can we deal with this? Stay tuned for the answer. Scene script. Let's dive into some real-life examples where the urgency illusion plays a crucial role. First off, let's talk marketing. Ever seen those limited time offer or only 5 items left messages flashing on your screens? These are classic cases of urgency illusion. Marketers know that when you believe you might miss out on a great deal, you're more likely to make a quick and often impulsive purchase. Now let's shift gears to decision-making. Have you ever felt the pressure of a ticking clock while taking an exam or making a critical decision at work? That's the urgency illusion at work again. When we're under a perceived time crunch, we tend to make decisions faster, but not necessarily better. We often overlook important details in our rush to beat the clock, and that can lead to less than optimal outcomes. Moving on to personal interactions. Ever noticed how you're more likely to respond to a text message if the sender is right there waiting for a reply? Or how you tend to hurry up when you know you're being watched? This is because the sense of someone else's urgency often pushes us to act faster, even if there's no actual need for speed. And of course, we can't ignore social media. Those ticking countdowns for live events, limited time stories, or flash sales, they all play on our fear of missing out, pushing us into the urgency illusion. In all these scenarios, the common thread is that our perception of time and the need for immediate action is cleverly manipulated. And when we're caught up in this urgency illusion, we often act without fully considering our actions. These examples demonstrate how easily we can get caught up in the urgency illusion, but don't worry, we have some tips for you. Now that we've seen how the urgency illusion works, let's explore how we can handle it. First off, it's essential to recognize that the urgency illusion is just that, an illusion. It's a trick our minds play on us, often provoked by external factors, to make us feel like we need to act immediately. This isn't always the case, so tip number 1 is to take a step back. When you feel a sense of urgency creeping in, pause. Breathe. Give yourself a moment to assess the situation. Is the urgency genuine or has it been artificially created? Next, question the source of the urgency. It's crucial to understand why you're feeling pressured. Is it because of a looming deadline, Or is it because someone or something is making you feel like you need to act now? If it's the latter, it's likely an urgency illusion. Remember, urgency is a tool often used in marketing and sales to make us act impulsively. Don't fall for it. Now let's talk about prioritization. This is a powerful strategy to combat the urgency illusion. When you have a multitude of tasks that all seem equally urgent, it's easy to get overwhelmed. So start by categorizing your tasks. Which ones are truly urgent, which ones are important but not urgent, and which ones are neither. This simple exercise can help you see through the illusion and focus on what really matters. Another practical tip is to practice mindfulness. Being present and fully engaged in what you're doing can help you better judge the urgency of a situation. It allows you to respond rather than react, giving you more control over your actions. Lastly, remember to take care of your mental health. High stress levels can make us more susceptible to the urgency illusion, so ensure you're taking time to relax and recharge. Remember, the key is to understand when urgency is genuine and when it's an illusion. By applying these tips, you can navigate your everyday life with a more balanced perspective, making informed decisions rather than succumbing to unnecessary pressure. So far, we've dissected the urgency illusion, but what's the next step? Well, it's time to take back control. You're not just a passive passenger in this whirlwind of urgency. You're the conductor, the maestro, the one who can orchestrate how you respond to this illusion of urgency. Consider this. Every day we're bombarded with situations that seem to demand immediate attention. But are they really that urgent, or are they just perceived as such? Your newfound understanding of the urgency illusion can help you differentiate between the two. Remember the strategies we discussed? Now's the time to put them into practice. When you feel that rush of urgency, take a deep breath. Pause for a moment. Ask yourself, is this genuinely urgent, or am I being manipulated into feeling this way? If it's genuine, go ahead, tackle it head on. But if it's an illusion, remember you have the power to step back, to prioritize, to decide what deserves your immediate attention and what can wait. Think about it like this. You're a seasoned sailor navigating the tumultuous seas of urgency. Sometimes the winds of genuine urgency will guide your ship, requiring immediate action. But often you'll encounter artificial gusts designed to throw you off course. That's when you need to stand firm at the helm, use your compass of understanding, and navigate your way through without being swayed by these deceptive winds. Applying these strategies in your everyday life will not only help you manage your time better, but it will also lead to more mindful decision-making. Instead of being reactive, you'll become proactive. Instead of feeling overwhelmed, you'll feel empowered. This understanding of the urgency illusion is your shield, your armor in the battle against time pressure. Use it wisely, and you'll see how liberating it can be to break free from the chains of artificial urgency. Remember, time is always ticking, but you have the power to decide how you respond to it. See you in the next video.